Master Your Mindset Radio, episode 92.
Welcome to Master Your Mindset Radio, the show where we empower you to conquer limiting beliefs and transform your world with your gifting and purpose. Now for your host, Elizabeth Nader.
Hi friends, welcome back to another episode. Do you ever feel stuck? Do you ever feel stuck in a problem, in a relationship, in a business, in a job, in a career, any kind of situation where you feel stuck? It's a common feeling that we all have from time to time. And there are many pieces of advice and strategy and tactics that you could be given to get, as they say, unstuck. Many mindset techniques to become unstuck. But I want to focus on one today. Just one, a simple one, which is to live in the present moment. To live in the present. Now, I know that sounds very zen, and we all hear these sayings that are often laden with guilt, right? That you're not in the moment, you're not living in the present moment. Don't get caught up in thinking about the past or the future. Live in the now. Be present in your own life. Just all you have is the moment. Don't let it slip away. Today is everything. I'm sure you hear the sarcasm in my voice because it gets a little old when you hear all of these sayings to encourage you to live in the moment, but you don't really know what that means. And you don't really know why that's so important, nor do you really have a context for how to apply that in your life. So I want to use it specifically to feeling stuck, because feeling stuck is also a sense of hopelessness. It's a sense of, many times, a feeling of depression, a feeling like you have no choices, a sense of a loss of control, feeling stuck, right? So there is an antidote for that, and that is to gain control over the one thing that you have control over, and that is your mind and how you direct it. So let's direct our minds to living in the present. Let's talk about what that means. Let me give you a very deep quote from the movie Kung Fu Panda. And I'm sure you're convinced that there must be a very deep quote, mindset quote from the movie Kung Fu Panda, because what else would there be, right? But really, this is a great quote. And sometimes when you watch movies like that, you'd be surprised how many adult subjects in terms of how to live your life better are laden into, sort of weaved into, I should say, some of these movies. So here it is, the quote. Grateful for the power of this day, that yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. And that's why we call it the present. So that really is the basis of this very quick podcast. I just want to give you a shot in the arm and say, if you're feeling stuck or you're feeling down or you're feeling out of control or a loss of control or not know what to do next, get into the present, because that is where your control is, actually. That is what you have authority over, is the present. You need to hit your refresh button from a mindset standpoint. You need to do that to create new energy in your life by focusing on the present, or as Kung Fu Panda calls it, the gift of today, or the gift that is today. So all those overused sayings really come down to one message. It's vital for you to live in the present moment. All those Zen sayings and all those things that you've heard for so long, really all it's saying is, listen, the past is history. You can do nothing about it. The future is unknown. As the quote says, it's a mystery. So why bother to try to live there? All you really can do, the only thing you have control over, is the present. But think about it this way. If you focus on the present now, and you're intentional about your choices, your words, your choices, the things that you do right now, then you will actually be creating your future. Because the choices you make today, the words you say today, they become the future that you experience tomorrow. And then the day after that, they become your history. So why wouldn't we focus on the present? Isn't that the place to make change? I can't do anything about my history. I can live in regret. I can live in pain. I can focus on it, but I can't change it. I have to honor it. I have to understand that I'm a product of it. I need to learn from it. We don't want to erase history. We don't want to completely abandon it, but we also don't want to live in it because it's not alive. It's history, right? Our past. But it does make us who we are. And the future, on the other hand, is a mystery. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So therefore, all the time we spend being anxious and fearful about it is wasted time. I know that's easy to say, harder to do. But instead, if you pull back into the present and you say, the anxiety and fear I feel about my future, I'm going to redirect that into my present, and I'm going to decide to be intentional about how I direct my choices today in order to form the future I want to experience tomorrow. So again, the power is in the present. And when you really show up in the present and focus on what you're doing, focus on where you are at the moment, focus on the right thing to do next, the right decisions to make. When you really do that and you sort of, release the tethers of your past and relieve yourself from focusing so much on the future, I believe your brain becomes clear. I believe then you start to see things differently. And that's what gets you unstuck, is that you start to see things you couldn't see before. You start to get more creative. You start to come up with solutions, ideas, because you're not being driven by regret or pain from your past or fear or anxiety of your future. Because all of those will kill the creative mind. All of those will shut down the options that you think you have or make you feel as though there is no hope. Rather, living in the present is where you can begin to see possibility. Because it's right here, right now. You can make a choice right now to do something, to say something, to change something. Right now. I can't do anything about the past. I can't do anything about the future as it stands. I can do everything about the moment, which then creates my future. So it's important to focus on where you are today. Don't let the day pass worrying about what happened yesterday, worrying about what's happening tomorrow, and not realizing that your power is in the choice at the moment. And that's where change happens. That's where you gain your control over where you direct your mind. And that's where you have the most impact on the direction that your life takes. We can't control everything that happens to us tomorrow. It's not about what happens to us, though, is it? It's about how we react to it, and that we have control over. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling hopeless, if you're feeling depressed, if you're confused, challenge yourself and say, am I really in the present, or am I living in the past? Or am I worried about the future? Remember what the saying is, let's be grateful for the power of this day, of this moment, and recognize that yesterday is history and tomorrow is a mystery. But today is a gift. And that's why we call it the present. Give yourself the gift of the present. It's not a cute statement, it's true. Understand the power is in what you do at this moment to frame what you experience tomorrow and to frame what becomes your history. So you can do it. Don't feel helpless. Don't feel hopeless. It's all within your power to start to change. Have a great week, guys. Talk to you soon.
Thank you for listening to Master Your Mindset Radio. Before you go, if you want to be part of a free online community of like-minded individuals for support, resources, and inspiration as you conquer your limiting beliefs and pursue your purpose, go to elizabethnader.com/community. That's elizabethnader.com/community, or search for Master Your Mindset Academy private group on Facebook. Looking forward to seeing you online.